Hey there, welcome back to Inspire at Random, and I'm here doing a candid response video to a comment that I received on what is my follow-up updates on my manifestation. How did that turn out? I suppose a lot of people who are going through the Art of Manifesting program for the second time or third time, they would like to hear from their peers what's changed. I think it's not just the mindset that shifted. Mindset has definitely shifted, like everyone else has probably realized already. But along with the mindset that shifts, the outer world, because it's the inner world and the outer world has shifted tremendously as well. It used to be this overworked, I would say you can call it like a company water boy, if you can imagine what that is. I manifested that my boss would acknowledge me for how much I've been trying and how much I've been progressing. And I manifested that my boss would actually give me more autonomy. So it turns out that I've now been promoted to management, so I'm management level, and I've just concluded one of the biggest, no, actually the biggest business deal of my career. It's a huge milestone. The money is not yet in the bank account, but the results will definitely be there because it is done. There was one of the lessons, what do you see in the mirror, and that person coming out towards you and then becoming you, fusing together, and you carry on their vibration, right? So I've actually become that person that I saw in the mirror that time. In terms of, it's interesting because I had my hair dyed a couple of times, and the after effect after the hair dye goes off, what it is right now is exactly what I saw in the mirror at the time. It's freakish, and my face has slimmed down a lot since then as well, and my shoulders have gotten broader, a lot of muscle tone to my upper body, and that was because I've been having like these back issues, sciatica, something like that, lower back pain. I found out, I read about hanging on the pull-up bars. I've been hanging, and I also came across some TikTok content where people are getting paid $100 for hanging 100 seconds or more. So I've been working my way towards hanging on the pull-up bar for 100 seconds, and between then and now, I developed these calluses on my hands. And yes, I can hang for longer than 100 seconds, just waiting for the next contest to come up. But the side effect is that it's loosened my lower back. I've actually gained an inch in height, right? Because the more space you have in your spine and all that, it just contributes to height. Or like a lot of people have height that's locked up with these bones that are just fused up, right? By just lengthening myself, hanging from the bar every day, or sometimes I even hang from the staircase. I'm in one of the best shape of my life, and I actually visualize for my next longer term goal. I see another even fitter guy in the mirror. That will be that shall be. Okay, I'm not at the date for my longer term goal yet. I manifested for having 3 cats, and surprise, surprise, behind here. Ah, shit. Oh dear. I actually fell off the sofa. Okay, I put it back. And that was the Maine Coon that I adopted. Stinky. It was interesting because I manifested for having like another 3 cats and a new house, alright? So that hasn't happened as a longer quest goal, but we have been checking out several houses during the past couple of weeks. And as for the cat, I only use Facebook for like buy and sell auctions and used stuff trading. I logged in one day, and it came out on the timeline because I'm part of a Maine Coons group, and someone was putting their Maine Coon up for adoption. I was the first respondee, and the person just took off the post, and I was like, oh shit. I didn't want to lose out on that cat, and the person messaged me several hours later and tell me about, do you have any other cats? What's your experience in raising cats? We just went on a video call, and that owner showed me the cat, and I showed her a bit about my place and my cat, and she said, hey, you know what, I think this cat will be very happy in your place, because the cost of a Maine Coon is not cheap, it's important, right? But this person was giving it up. You can say I manifested a cat, all right? And behind me as well, you saw when I flipped over the side arm, I've reorganized several parts of my house. Overall, made it much brighter. Also added a few plants in the house. This one is a pothos. My cat messed it up, unfortunately. Today I also added a fragrant pine right here. Basically, I've been doing Kaizen and small adjustments on a daily basis. For those of you also in Mindvalley, you also have access to the Feng Shui course by Marie Diamond. So again, I think by manifestation, it came up on my timeline in Mindvalley, and I clicked into it and I started the program, and I did a lot of tweaks to the house, and it feels a lot more inspiring to work. I also have shifted stuff from one shelf to the next to favor the various success directions and relationship directions and health directions of the house. I also mentioned in my previous videos that me and my wife have a really toxic relationship. So I actually manifested that, we would both find our closure and be able to move on in our lives in a way that is amicable to each other, and we each get the space that we want. So until the business profits hit, we're basically like housemates in the same house. I know it sounds a bit dysfunctional, but since then we actually had a few of those difficult conversations, but it were good conversations and it was amicable. I think my manifestations have actually benefited her in a way as well, because she recently had a few opportunities come her way, and best part, she will be away most of February. So we, getting each other's way and giving each other frustration because we don't mesh very well. And this part is a little bit like a surrender manifestation, because I actually would have liked it to be already moved out to a house. I mean, there were some delays in the work that I do, the projects and all that, but Source, the universe, or God, whichever way you wish to address it, has a better plan. So just leave it up, surrender it. At the beginning of the quest, I had like confidence issues, especially when dealing with people of greater wealth, status, seniority. But over time, I've gotten very comfortable with that. And various seniors and people that I respect, that I've been able to connect with in these past couple of weeks, have actually told me that you can use my name to this person, that person, and things will be easy for you. So I've been very glad that I've been able to somehow have these opportunities. I think my life so far, since the very beginning of the first time I did the Art of Manifesting program, has been a lot of inspired living by inspired actions. So based on inspiration, what do we feel is best for us? If you are lost, people say just follow where the water flows, right? Just follow the river. And for those people who have some issues with visualizing, the more inspired actions that you take, the more things somehow come together. And it's kind of like, if you ever been to Mount Fuji, uh, on the way to Mount Fuji, you notice that you'll be seeing Mount Fuji for many, many tens of kilometers until you actually get there. And it gets clearer and clearer as you do. Along the way as well, I've changed a lot of choices in what I watch. Like on the previous video, you heard about like how on Netflix I use that for watching documentaries about successful people and inspiring people. And that has really affected my thinking in a good way. And also the YouTube algorithm has been very good in suggesting many related videos to my areas of interest. I actually also feel a better bonding with my children these days. Like previously, when I go to the supermarket and when I buy with intention, imagining like seeing their delight, eating the foods that are good and nutritious to them that they like, and growing health. Those are the thoughts that I have when I actually go to the supermarket, to the health store. I think it's actually manifested in improved relationship with the kids. How they increasingly see me as a model, and even in school projects, there was this time when my daughter had her friends over, and I was kind of like roped in to become director for the school project, or to consult on how they should be doing their presenting. I also manifested better money management, better spending habits, and that has come through very well. Because although I did manifest a lump sum of money from my first quest, that it came very unexpected but very timely as well. But I was able to undo a lot of the bad spending habits that I typically would have done. I was constantly reminding myself of the person that I wanted to be more financially savvy and not to be like a lemming. Turns out my friends around me getting money flushed down the drain, just trying to chase the market in crypto recently. I'm glad that I didn't put down any money towards a new car or a house. It's not just because the work project took a longer time to manifest, but along the way, I actually came to know of more housing projects that were more suited to our family needs. When I learned about this thing called muscle testing in the Marie Diamond's Feng Shui course, I realized that part of me was still rejecting the house that we had so-called we kind of settled upon, right? For those manifesting for a soulmate or a partner, the house or where you plan to grow old and make it a multi-generational home, you don't want to just settle, and it's best that you become the person that you want to be, and the most appropriate place or the most appropriate soulmate will appear. And for a dream car, the car that I manifested, I'm also glad that I didn't put money down for it, because I saw one with very little mileage on it, and the price, oh my god, it like had like 15% shaved off between the new and the used price. And it was like barely 300 kilometers driven. I mean, this is such a better deal. So it's great. I've learned the virtue of patience and not rushing into stuff, and how time can really help you learn whether something is for you or not, or if a better, more appropriate thing exists. I want to come back to an earlier point about the inspired action and like connecting with people. So, like, I used to think that going to a prestigious school is very important. Being in prestigious college, associations, alumni, whatever. But no, because as long as your mind and heart, inner self is in the right place, the universe will actually bring the right people to you in the most strange and beautiful ways. It seems so natural, yet it's so transcendental. There is a quote somewhere. It says something about it's just God's way of being anonymous. My battery is about to run out, so I hope this video tells you things that are relevant and are helpful to you, and things that you wanted to hear. Thank you for listening to my sharing as well. I wish you a great year 2024 ahead, and let this be your best year so far ever, but not as great as next year. Alright, goodbye. Take care. Subscribe.